Hello, Peru High School families. This is Matt Barry. I'm the principal at Peru High School. I wanted to take a moment on Fridays moving forward to give you any information updates that we can on a parental level. I think what's happening right now is that we're all in this unknown phase, and we're trying to get sharper and sharper as we go through this over the last 3 weeks. And looks like we're going to move into, at least from the state guidelines, another 2 weeks. And you know that our spring break has become educational as well. And I will speak to that. So be looking for these on Fridays. I'll put them through Blackboard Connect, which basically sends them to your email, and I'll attach a text to them on Fridays with just maybe some helpful information, helpful tips, or simply just some words of where we are as the school to get a level of communication. So number one, all of you out there with your lives drastically changed. All of our teachers, staff, faculty, we are feeling for you. We're trying our best to figure out how our systems can best help you. We will need input. So I will, obviously my email is mberry, Berry, at perucsd.org. That's a great way if you, I'm having trouble with Google Classroom or whatever it may be. The more we hear that, the better we can fix it. We have some very talented people here when it comes to these systems and the remote systems that we have out there that are sometimes difficult to navigate, and we understand that. Secondly, those of you in the medical field, thank you so much for what you're doing to keep us all safe. It sounds like, as a person who has a few friends in the medical field, but also a person who was kind of paying attention to the news and hearing what you all have to deal with, it sounds like you have one of the biggest asks of your career without the proper resources that you need. We feel for you, and if we can do anything as a school community to help aid you, please bring ideas my way, and I can help facilitate those. So thank you, first responders. Those of you with job situations that drastically changed and you now are at home with your student remote learner, I think that those things are a challenge as well, and we get that. And I can tell you from a household with 2 educators in it and 2 remote learners that it is a challenge to do our jobs as well as try to aid our daughters through their educational process. And I think that that's the thing where we have to, as a school community, understand that things are different. And these are the 3 words that I've given our faculty and staff to kind of live by through all this. We have to prioritize. We have to consolidate. We have to simplify. We have to prioritize what we think is most important. We have to consolidate that into the best package that we can and simplify our delivery of that package. As we go through that, one of the things that I said and our school community agreed was most important was our relationships and our connections with kids. And we found that some kids who do have internet service have been disconnected, meaning that they're not logging on. And I realize that there's another patch of students out there without internet service who are wondering, probably feel a little bit disconnected because they don't have that ability. And we're trying to work on ideas. And if you have ideas, especially if you're those families who don't have internet service, please give us feedback and a phone call to the high school office, 518-643-6401. Any feedback would be great as to how we could help you better assist your learning. But with that being said, we do have a system coming up that we're going to roll out next week in which we have a point teacher for every student, meaning every student will get a call from a particular teacher regularly. And then that way the teacher has a little bit of a grasp on how to help your student best go through the remote learning that they're in. This will start next week. Those teachers will introduce themselves to your students in one way, shape, or form. Now that may be a Google Meet. It may be, which very, similar to the situation that we're in, only it's live. It may be a Hangout. It may be a chat room where there's a Google chat room. There may be an opportunity to have a phone call. There may be an opportunity for email exchanges. Whatever it is, it's an authentic one-to-one communication. And what we're asking is, what I've asked our teachers is that communication needs to look like this. That communication needs to go out and come back. And so that's the big ask right now, is that the communication on both ends is open and regular. And with that being said, please understand that you may see restricted numbers come up on phones. You may see a phone number that you don't recognize. Please answer the phone. It may be us, and most likely it's us. It could be a telemarketer. However, it's most likely us. And it's not a phone call, and I think some people have been taken aback. It's not a phone call to say, you need to be doing your work. We understand the situation we're in right now, and the phone call isn't about you need to be doing your work. It's about, are you okay? Is there anything we haven't seen you online? How can we help you? That's where we're here. That's why we are here in general, and we realize the difficult situation that we're in right now. I will say this, that I'm very proud of our teachers and students stepping up to the challenge that's been put in place by no one's choice. We're 3 weeks into this, and I think we're doing a pretty good job, and we want to get better. And that's what this update is about. We want your input. We have some systems in place in which we can get better on making sure we have point communication with every single student. And we want to make sure that as we roll out to the question mark of when this is going to end, and quite honestly, I don't have a crystal ball, but when this is going to end or not. There's so many question marks out there right now, and that's why I don't have a lot of concrete information for you about when is this, when is that, when is this. So I ask you all to think about those three phrases as we go through this and just have perspective. We're going to prioritize what we're doing for our students. We're going to consolidate it. We're going to simplify. And the perspective is that, sometimes, and I shared this with teachers, and teachers shared it with me. If we were in school, we would be maybe having Project Prom. We'd be having other assemblies. We'd be doing some things where we wouldn't be engaged into total education every day. And as we go into spring break, we're going to try to roll out something a little bit more creative when it does come to the educational piece over that time. Well, this has been 7 minutes and change, and I appreciate your watch of this. Please share it if you know people aren't able to get the message or didn't get the message. Share it out there. And again, we're here to support. We also appreciate the support. We are Peru High School.